Hello everyone, my name is Seth. Today I'm going to give you my top 10 most anticipated movies for 2024. We are finally in 2024. 2023 is now over, and that means we have a whole nother year of film releases to look forward to. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm just going to give you my personal top 10 most anticipated movies for the rest of the year. Now, like I said in my last review, I am planning on giving you guys my top 10 of 2023. I just need a little bit more time to kind of get a couple more of those films seen so I can really have a more accurate top 10. But before I go any farther, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Number 10, coming out on December 25th this year, is a remake of Nosferatu, directed by Robert Eggers. Nosferatu is definitely a classic, and I'm very interested to see what Robert Eggers can do. He has such a unique style, and he has such an interesting vision for his work, and so I'm very excited to see what he can do with this. It has a great cast: Bill Skarsgård, Willem Dafoe, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp. This is a really good cast, and I'm excited to see what he comes up with here. Next on my list is Mickey 17, coming out March 29th. This is from Joon-ho, who is the director of Parasite. That won a few Oscars a couple years ago. This stars Robert Pattinson. It also has Stephen Young, Mark Ruffalo, and Toni Collette, so that's another really good cast. But the premise of this sounds very interesting. We follow this character who's kind of like an expendable employee going to colonize a foreign world, only for him to die on a dangerous mission, but he's replaced by a clone that has all of his memories. It's an adaptation of a book of the same name. I haven't read the book, so I'm just going to go into this blind, but this sounds like a very interesting story, and with a talented director behind it, I think this will be a good one. Next on my list is Joker, Folie à Deux. I believe that's how you pronounce it, coming out October 4th. Now, Joker was a billion-dollar film. So, even though they all said, nope, we're never going to make a sequel to Joker, this is just the one-time thing, after the money started coming in, of course, money talks. And so, they are making a sequel. Joaquin Phoenix is returning. We have Lady Gaga coming in to play Harley Quinn. There's going to be a few musical elements to this. I really liked the first one. It was a tough watch, but I think it was incredibly well done. And so I'm interested to see what story they have to tell here. Next up on my list is The Bike Riders, coming out June 21st. Now, the story of this film is a little bit interesting. It stars Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, and Jodie Comer, and that's a really good cast. I really like the trailer for it, and I heard people talking online through some of the trades that maybe this might get some Oscar buzz, but Disney pulled it from the release schedule during the strikes because they honestly would really benefit from having these stars talk about the film. But after that, it kind of surprised me to hear that they were shopping it around to different studios for distribution. And so that was kind of odd to me. I'm glad it got picked up. Focus Features is distributing this, and I think this has a ton of potential to be a very, very good film. Next, we have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, coming out March 29th. This is the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife. I thought the trailer was a good trailer just to kind of get us into the story they're going to tell. I love Paul Rudd. Glad he's coming back in this. But even though Paul Rudd's my favorite, it still has Finn Wolfhard, Carrie Coon, McKenna Grace. It's a good cast. Plus, they're going to be teaming up with the original Ghostbusters as they attempt to save New York. Unfortunately, Jason Reitman is not directing this. The co-writer of Afterlife, Gil Keenan, has stepped in to direct this, but I like the looks of it so far. I'm excited to see another trailer, and I love Ghostbusters, and this is definitely in my top 10 most anticipated of the year. Next on my list is Argylle, coming out February 2nd, and this is the newest from Matthew Vaughn. He's kind of coming back to the spy genre with this one, and this is such an interesting premise. And like I said, with some of the other films, this has such an incredible cast with Bryce Dallas Howard and Henry Cavill, Bryan Cranston, Sam Rockwell. So this is a really good cast. This film follows a spy novelist who is played by Bryce Dallas Howard, who has written things that have came true in real life. And I think that's just such an interesting way to frame a story. And of course, Matthew Vaughn's definitely going to bring the action. And so I'm very excited for this. Coming out not too long. We got less than a month. Next up on my list is Fall Guy, coming out May 3rd. This is actually a feature film version of the 1980s TV show where a Hollywood stuntman gets wrapped up in like a real life crime plot and he has to use his skills to get out of it. I love the trailer for this. This is probably one of the biggest surprises to me. This kind of came out of nowhere. And when I first saw the trailer, I was like, I'm 100% in. I have to see this. Ryan Gosling looks like he's having a lot of fun. I love the chemistry we've seen so far with him and Emily Blunt. I think the story setup is so interesting and so fun. And it looks like it's going to have over-the-top action. It also looks like it might give us a little bit of a glimpse into actual filmmaking. And so I think that'll be a lot of fun. And so I'm definitely looking forward to this. Going in at number 3 on my list is Furiosa, coming out May 24th. This is coming out almost a decade, which seems crazy, but it's coming out almost a decade after Mad Max Fury Road. And that was one of my favorite movies of that year. I think the world that George Miller was able to expand upon was really, really interesting. There's a lot of depth and layers there. And visually, Mad Max Fury Road was just such an incredible film to watch. And I was definitely excited whenever it was announced we are doing more in that world. I was a little bit hesitant knowing that it was a prequel, mostly because I typically like to have a story move forward, not necessarily tell things from the past. But the trailer here was awesome. And it looks like Anya Taylor-Joy is going to do an incredible job. She has done so many different kinds of roles. She hasn't really done like a straight up like action role so far. And it looks like she's definitely going to be able to pull it off here. And Chris Hemsworth looks like he's having a lot of fun. And this is definitely a different role for him as well. And so I'm definitely super excited for this. I will be there as soon as possible. Next on my list is Inside Out 2, coming out June 14th. I feel like the announcement from, hey, this movie's coming out, to the date it's coming out came pretty quick, but I'm so glad that it did. The little teaser was very neat. I like that they're introducing the new emotions there, but one of the things that makes me more excited about this than pretty much any other film coming out this year is that Inside Out is so good. The first one is incredible. It is one of the best Disney movies. It has a ton of heart. It takes a look at pretty complex themes and situations and emotions, and they're able to really explore that in a digestible and entertaining way. And there's just so much heart and depth to that first one. And I just know that they wouldn't do another one if they didn't think they could at least match it. There's a ton of potential here, and I am so excited for this. And my most anticipated movie of the year is Deadpool 3, coming out on July 25th. This will be the first time in a long time that we're only having one MCU movie, and that's not counting the 2020 year where there wasn't really anything in theaters. But not counting 2020, this is the first time in a very long time. But this seems like it's going to be huge. You've probably seen some of the set photos, and it just seems like it's going to be a really wacky and crazy film. I mean, what can I say about the first two Deadpool films that haven't been said already? I didn't like the second one as much as the first one, but both films are very special. And Ryan Reynolds is awesome as Deadpool. And the fact that we're getting Hugh Jackman back out of retirement again as Wolverine, I think this is just a comic book fan's dream. And we also have Sean Levy directing this, and he has absolutely been on a roll recently with his films. And I think he's a very talented director. He definitely knows action. He definitely can bring in heart. And that's exactly what you want from a Deadpool 3. I think this seems like this is going to be a movie that has just about everything you want. And I am so excited. I will be there opening night. I cannot wait. But that's it. That's my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2024. Let me know what you thought about my list down in the comments section down below. Also, while you're down there, Let me know what your most anticipated movie of the year is. Did I leave one off that you were super looking forward to? Let me know. I'd love to have a conversation with you about it. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me on social media, pretty much anywhere, @CinemaSet, and I'll see you next time.